Here is every bet I placed at UFC Vegas 111. First off, here's every fight I'm not going to be betting on for various reasons, starting with Josh Hockett and Max Jimenez. I do think Josh Hockett wrestle smashes his way to victory. I think he can get the ground and pound KO. I even think Josh Hockett can pull out a wily veteran decision, but this is his UFC debut, and he's minus 400, and he's going against a guy that has a jiu-jitsu background that can most likely submit him if he's not careful on the ground. So I need to see more from Hockett before I start shoving him in parlays for minus 400. Ismael Bonfim and Chris Padilla. I do think Ismael Bonfim dominates this fight. I think he can win a decision. I think he can knock out Chris Padilla, but Chris Padilla has won 3 fights in a row as an underdog, and I don't know if I want to put my money against that. I do think Bonfim wins, but Padilla just continues to surprise me, so I don't want him to steal my money yet again. Muslim Salikov and Uros Medic. A lot of people are on Muslim Salikov by KO in this fight. I think this fight's going to go a lot differently than we all expect. I got Uros Medic by round 3 KO in this one. I was tempted to parlay Medic, but that just seems like a bad idea. I was tempted to bet the under, but that also seems like a bad idea. It's steamed, minus 180 on the under 1.5. So I was going to maybe do a contrarian play, go with Medic by decision plus 1,000. I just can't get to a bet in this one. I'm not really confident. It should be a great fight to watch, though. First fight I do have a bet on is Jamall Emmers and Hyder Amil, and in this one, Hyder Amil just got knocked out 4 months ago, and he usually goes in there swinging and firing as soon as they allow him to fight. In this one, Jamall Emmers, 4-inch reach advantage. He also has knockout power to knock out a guy like Hyder Amil. I think he will knock out Hyder Amil. So the pick is Jamall Emmers by KO, and the bet is 1 unit on Jamall Emmers' moneyline, plus 122. I think Jamall Emmers can win a decision here if Hyder Amil fights a little differently. If Hyder Amil goes all in for takedowns, I don't think that's going to work. If Hyder Amil doesn't come out firing like he usually does because he just got chinned 4 months ago, I don't think he can win. And if he does come out firing, I think Jamall Emmers has the power to knock out Hyder Amil. So the line's close enough. Jamall Emmers has a lot of outlier factors that I like height and reach and UFC experience upside. So give me Jamall Emmers here. Next fight we got a bet on is Marco Tulio taking on Christian Leroy Duncan. In this one, I originally had Christian Leroy Duncan picked, and I was tempted very hard to bet him, plus 160. He does have the longer height, he's got the longer reach, he's got the UFC experience upside, he's fought the better brand of competition. There's a lot of reasons to take Christian Leroy Duncan as an underdog, but Marco Tulio, I think, is just going to be quicker on the feet. I think he's going to throw with more power. Duncan often throws a lot of spinning attacks, which might just get him in trouble in this one. Marco Tulio has takedowns he can go to as well. We've seen Duncan crumble to pressure in the past, so for all those reasons, the pick is Marco Tulio by decision, but these guys are insanely durable. Duncan's never been finished, and Tulio has 1 KO lost many suns ago. So when they match up against each other, I'm thinking it's going to decision. So 1 unit on Marco Tulio and CLD to go the distance. I got plus 102 on FanDuel when I first put this bet in. I made the post when I put the bet in. The problem with this bet is as soon as I made my post, it seems like every single Twitter capper is like, oh, I got a great bet for you guys. Duncan versus Tulio goes the distance. And now I'm like, I feel like way too many people are on this. I was confident. Everything would make me think that it does go the distance. But the fact that I'm seeing infinite people on that prop, it's giving me a cause for concern. So it should hit, but my tinfoil hat is really sparking right now, and it's making me think there could be a finish. So we'll see, I guess. I have the unit on it. Next fight we got to bet on is Matt Schnell taking on Joseph Morales, and I'm keeping this simple. Matt Schnell, I just don't think has the ability to win a fight in the UFC unless he's fighting a complete NPC can, like a Jimmy Flick. Joseph Morales is not that, so give me Joseph Morales by submission as the pick and the bet. This is the biggest one of the card. We got 2 units on Morales, minus 7.5 spread. You could go with Morales by finish. You would get minus 160. I'm going to take it one step further. Morales minus 7.5. That basically means You can win the bet if Morales finds the sub. You can win the bet if Morales finds the KO. And if Morales wins a 30-27 decision, he somehow does not finish Matt Schnell, you will also cash the bet. So if people are betting Joseph Morales by decision, you know, the Mafia mob ties, he would win. -7.5 spread. Also, keep in mind, with all the FBI investigations, this fight is almost a prime target for, like, the Mafia to come in and be like, hey, Joe Morales, maybe don't finish Matt Schnell. Win by decision. Here's $100K. But since the FBI stuff just happened, I don't think we're going to see a Fugazi outcome in this fight. I don't think we're going to see Fugazi outcomes in most of the fights. So it should go as we think it does. And what I think it does is Morales finishes this man. So let's get it. Next fight we got to bet on is the main event, Gabriel Bonfim and Randy Brown. And in this one, I think Randy Brown's body type is just there to get submitted. He's got long arms. He's got a long neck. Gabriel Bonfim jumps on the guillotine often. He often takes people's back standing. He doesn't even need to get takedowns to find the sub, in my opinion. I think he could just get Randy Brown's back in a striking exchange. It's in the Apex. Apex is a smaller cage. Keep that in mind. So Gabriel Bonfim, the fight will be close. Randy Brown needs to keep this at range to win, and I just don't think he's going to do that for long periods of time. So the pick is Gabriel Bonfim by sub, and the bet is also Gabriel Bonfim by sub. +180, we got a unit on it. I think this is his only path to victory. I don't think Bonfim's fine in the KO. I don't think he really has KO power. And if it somehow goes all 5 rounds, which the bookies are telling us it's not, the over-under is 2.5 rounds. If it does go all 5 rounds, I am concerned for Bonfim's cardio. I think Randy Brown could win a decision if that were the case. So, main path to victory for the -180 favorite, 1 unit Bonfim sub. Let's get it. And I have 2 parlays for you, with parlay number 1, with the first leg being Daniel Marcos on the money line, -205. I think he holds every advantage over Miles Johns. Miles Johns needs to get takedowns to win. Miles Johns needs to land a big overhand to win. And Daniel Marcos is way too technical, in my opinion, so I don't think it's going to happen. And leg number 2 to close out parlay number 1, Denise Gomes, money line, -188. Tisha Pennington just simply cannot keep getting away with this. Decision after decision after decision, split after split after split, majority after majority after majority. It's just, she fights on way too razor-thin margins. Denise Gomes can get takedowns here. Pennington's been taken down 9 times in her last 2 fights. So if Gomes goes for takedowns, she wins. If she lands bigger shots on the feet, she wins. I like Denise Gomes. I like Daniel Marcos. These are the first 2 fights of the card. So if you want to tail this one, you can start the night with a nice 1 unit at +128. Parlay number 2, we're going with more women. Everyone says to not bet women, but sometimes they're just too free. Alice Ardeline was too free last week, and I'm seeing another one that's way too free. Jacqueline Cavalcanti moneyline, -280. MBS, yes, she has the UFC experience upside. She's fought the better brand of competition, but she's got no striking. She has no takedown upside, and the only way she wins is if she just clinches Cavalcanti against the cage and pulls guard and maybe finds a sub Hail Mary. That's it. Cavalcanti's the better striker. She's just the better fighter. Overall, she should win this. I know she doesn't have finishing upside. I'm seeing everyone say that, but it doesn't matter. She just wins decisions. Clean. She should win this one. Leg number 2, Ricky Simone. -180. I just think he's better than Barcelos. Barcelos, I low-key think, has been taking advantage of fighting young NPCs that don't know how to defend a takedown. Cody Garbrandt, you know he's not young, but Peyton Talbot, Jan Top, I forget the other guy, Quinones. Yes, Quinones. Ricky Simone is not one of them. And if Barcelos cannot get takedowns, I doubt he can win a striking battle for 3 rounds against Ricky Simone. He does have those nasty leg kicks. He does throw with more volume, but I think Simone's going to be quicker on the feet. He's going to throw with more power. 1 unit +111. Parlay these 2 together. Send it. Let's get it. And the Finz Hammerlock, my weekly most confident underdog pick of the card. And as you guys know, I literally only have 1 underdog picked on this entire card. So I'm not going to bore you with the details. We're going with Jamall Emmers. Listen, I'm not insanely confident that this guy wins. However, you're giving me plus money on a guy with KO power going against a guy that's going to rush the pocket. All right? You're giving me a guy plus 122 with the UFC experience upside. You're giving me a guy plus 122 with the longer reach, with the taller height. Both guys are chinny. Both guys aren't durable. Both guys lack IQ at times. So I'll take the plus money side in this matchup. Let's cash again. And I have an insane long shot parlay for you. Let's get into it leg by leg. It's 6 legs, guys. 6 legs. Insane. Last week we almost hit it. Alice Ardeline just needed to get the KO. We almost hit it, and she almost got it. But let's see if we can do it this week. Daniel Marcos by decision. I don't think he finishes Miles Johns, so I'm going with his most likely path to victory, decision. Denise Gomes by decision. I, once again, don't think she finishes Pennington. Pennington's never been finished, but I do think Gomes wins, so let's go with the most likely path, decision. Jacqueline Cavalcanti by decision. I don't think she really has finishing upside. I think she wins 9 times out of 10 against MBS, and the way she does it is by decision. So, yeah, let's take that. Marco Tulio by decision. I think Tulio wins. I think the fight goes a distance. You combine those two ideas. Marco Tulio by decision. Ricky Simone by decision. Now, this leg I am concerned about. If we somehow cash the first 4, I would be tempted to cash out at this point because Ricky Simone can potentially find the finish on Barcelos. That's not completely out of the question. So, if the first 4 hit, maybe cash out. Maybe put the bet in twice so you can cash out one and ride the other. I've been doing that lately, and I've been making lots of money because I'm cashing out. Because a lot of the things don't usually hit, but I'm cashing out. So, last leg is Jamall Bonfim by decision. We're just getting very sketchy as you go down the list. Like, Marcos, Gomes, Cavalcanti should hit. Tulio, sketchy. It's probably going to hit, but it's a little sketchy. You're going to be sweating. Ricky Simone, you're going to be sweating even more. And then the cherry on top of the sweat fest is Jamall Bonfim, because I think all 3 rounds he's live to KO Padilla. But this is what I'm riding with. Bet it twice so you can cash out after the first 3. Bet it 3 times. You can cash out after the first 4. Let's make some money, shall we? And a decent long shot. This is just all the money lines that I like straight up to win. And I do have Josh Hockett in there, even though I just made an argument to not bet him. So, just a... Daniel Marcos, money line. I've explained it 5,000 times this video. I think he wins. Josh Hockett, money line. He should go out there, wrestle smash Jimenez, and win. Not confident to actually label him as a official bet, but for a long shot, he belongs to be in there. Marco Tulio money line, Ricky Simone money line, Jamall Bonfim money line. Very similar to the insane long shot, except we're just taking money lines this time. I think this smacks. Maybe remove Josh Hockett. He doesn't really add much money to the parlay. In hindsight, I probably shouldn't have had Josh Hockett in there. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know what your favorite bet of the card is. Let me know if you're tailing any of these bets. Leave a like, get the algorithm running. Share this video to your betting friends that need advice on UFC. Even though I don't always smack, I do give pretty thorough breakdowns as to what I think will happen, and maybe you can use that information to make piles of money. So let's be profitable this weekend.